Photorealism is one of the most challenging aspects of working in the 3D world. There are multiple factors to consider when aiming for photorealistic results in your projects. Today, I will share my experience and insights on how I managed to create such short films with relative minimal efforts. It all starts with the layout. To create photorealistic image in 3D, you need to design your scene to closely resemble how things are arranged in the real world. Pay attention to how objects are placed, how light interacts with them, and how spaces are organized. Another critical aspect is framing. While I don't expect you to be an expert in advanced perspective techniques, having a basic understanding of composition rules like the rule of third or the golden ratio can make a huge difference. The goal isn't just to achieve realism, it's also to create frames that are visually appealing and engaging. By focusing on these fundamentals, you can significantly enhance the quality of your work while keeping the process efficient and manageable. Let's dive deeper into how you can apply this principle to your own projects. One of the most helpful tools is using references. References aren't just for copying things, they are about observing how material behave, how light interacts with surfaces, and how everything fits together in a scene. Observation skills are crucial here, and they can't be learned overnight. They develop over time as you practice and pay attention to the detail around you. Don't stress if it feels difficult at first. Just start observing more and you will naturally improve, just like I am. Remember, we are all learning and growing. Another important factor is materials. In the real world, nothing is perfect. Even the most flawless materials have imperfections like scratches, dust, fingerprints, and more. These small details add realism to your work. However, it's important to use this imperfection carefully. Overdoing them can make your material look unnatural instead of realistic. By focusing on references, observations, and material detail, you can significantly improve the realism of your 3D projects. Keep practicing, you will see your skill grow over time. Now, let's talk about the camera. Cameras in 3D software are very similar to the real world cameras. While you don't need in depth knowledge of cameras, understanding the basic can greatly improve your renders. For starters, learn about focal length and practice controlling depth of field. These two elements can make a big difference in how your scene looks. Additionally, try to avoid static shots. Adding subtle movements like those that mimic a handheld camera can bring life and realism to your scene. Small, natural movements can make your work feel more dynamic and engaging. Now, let's move on to my favorite part, lighting. Lighting can set the overall mood of your shot. There are many studies on color psychology that explain how different type of lighting can define and influence the mood of a scene. When working with lighting, don't forget about shadows. Yes, shadows are often overlooked, but they are just as important as lights. Lighting is all about the interplay between lights and shadows. Try to create interesting shadows that add depth and complexity to your scene. Not only do they fill the frame, but they also give an aesthetic appeal to your shots. Don't be afraid to cheat with lighting. In film production, reflectors and light blockers are often used to art direct the lighting in the best possible way, even in exterior sets or natural lighting setups. Fortunately, in 3D software, you don't have to worry about physical lights or reflectors. Feel free to experiment with lights until you achieve the desired results. Finally, let's talk about liveliness. As you can see in this scene, it looks good, but something is missing, liveliness. To bring your scene to life, try adding moving elements. It could be anything. In my case, I have used very slow flowing curtains near the window. This not only adds animation to the shot but also interacts with the lighting, enhancing the overall look and feel of the scene. Now that you have gone through all these steps, go ahead and render your scene. But the work doesn't stop here. In real life, no camera footage is presented to the audience without the magic of color grading. So take your rendered scene and color grade it using your preferred software. Try to bring out the best in your footage, enhancing the mood and overall visual appeal. So, I guess I'm done for today's video. See you in the next one.